Everybody, and welcome back to the video. How are you? I'm great, thank you for asking. There's a new addition to the family. We've got a hammock. Now this one is supposed to take 150 kilos 120 kilos, sorry. I can confirm that it does work, but before we try it out on camera, we're going to get into some shoulders. So the first exercise that we're going to do today is going to be a cuffed crucifix raise. So you guys have seen me do the crucifix raise before. We're coming up like we're on a crucifix. I'm going to get the cuffs just above the elbow. But first we're just going to warm up on some bands. I've got a few different types of bands here. We've obviously got the thinnest, the second thinnest, the third thinnest, and the fourth thinnest. So we're going to slowly work our way up on these exercises just to kind of get the shoulders warm, and then we're going to go into a top set, which we're going to use the big thick green band for and see how many we can get up. So we're going to use the back support here so we can anchor against it and really drive against it, just allow a little bit more stability through that muscle, a little bit more safety, but also a little bit more activity. Is anyone else fully into routine now? It's been what, 2 weeks? It was all just kind of norm not to leave the house that much. Bit weird, isn't it? Almost feel like it'd be easy to carry on like this. Don't say that. They won't do that. No, they won't do that. Will they do that? No, they won't do that. Will they do that? No, they won't do that. Bianco, the shots flies. Bianco, Bianco. So we warmed up nicely, managed to fail at 10 reps, fail at 9 reps in that nice shortened position, which is all the way back here. We're obviously not going to get to a fully short position, a fully contracted. We're obviously not going to get our lateral head here fully contracted to this position because we're not using dumbbells, so we're only going to end up here, which is more of a lengthened range and a mid-range right here. We're going to work that mid and lengthened range. This is 60 kilos. OHP, warm up. It's very funny because when you I've been forced to flick back to these quote unquote like foundations, right? They're not really foundations, but they're what people perceive as foundations. Overhead press, bench press, squats, things like that. And I put a story up on my Instagram the other day about my squatting, and I did a 190 squat for 8, which is, my legs could do a lot more. My legs could definitely do a lot more, but my back couldn't take any more. Had loads of people flooding, oh my god, so strong, so strong. But the thing is, I've been squatting I've been pendulum squatting and hack squatting 6-7 plates, and no one's batting an eyelid. But as soon as I put something on the bar that people can tangibly attach to, people then start to get very, very, oh my god, you're strong. My advice here is to never tangibly attach yourself. Is that even the right phrase? Never attach yourself to a movement. You don't need one single movement to grow. I have not overhead pressed like this in a long, long time because I think there's better things that we can do, especially in the day and age that we're in. However, when needs must, we're in the fucking garage gym and we're overhead pressing. This is 100 kilos. For people that don't believe me, there's a 20. This is another 20. And we're gonna see how fast this moves. You're gonna move this with speed for about 2 reps. and then we'll see where we'll go to. Yoppa! So that felt pretty good. Definitely felt the weight, but we're gonna go up to 110 again. See if we can creep to 115. So top set, we've gone up to 115. Had to shimmy the plates around because I've got odd plates. So I've got a 20, a 15, a 10, which takes me to 110. I've got little 2.5s on each side so that we can progress a little bit. I got 110 for a 7 last time. This is 115, so I'm hoping to get 6. Yeah, 6. Let's go. Come on, Dan. Ah! Oh. 5. 6. Ah, come on, then. Ooh. Fuck. So for those of you that are gonna ask, what are you doing half reps, bro? Woo. So any lower than like just below my chin right here, I'm really just putting so much pressure on my shoulders internally on that joint. There is no need for me to push like that when I'm just trying to work the delt. If you look at the delt, really that's as far down as I want to get. Like pulling yourself down like this is just putting pressure on the joint. So instead I come where I can go naturally. Push forward. Back offset here. Going for 100 for 11 ish.
Bianco, Bianco, das Schatz weiß. Bianco, Bianco. Brudi, du weißt, Brudi, du weißt, Brudi, du weißt, die Scheiße ist weiß.
So we're gonna go ahead with single arm lateral raises with a band leaning away from where the band is. Obviously a band gets tighter, right? A band will get tighter and it's gonna get much, much harder at the top of that movement. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a set to when I fail and I can't get it up here. I'm then gonna walk further away so the tension is increased. I'm then gonna work this portion of the motion, right? So we're gonna come with a full lateral raise to start off with. We're gonna wait until I physically can't get the weight up there anymore. And then I'm gonna step a little bit further away and I'm gonna run into some partial reps, working that lengthened and that middle range to here. And then obviously this is the short range. So we're working this after working up this. And we'll see how we get on with it.
Mein Handy ist weiß, mein Englisch ist weiß, die Schuhe sind weiß, mein Baby ist weiß, Cocobello am Tisch, Zebrastreifen am Tisch, Goldenschein oder nicht, und wenn ja, Baby, zieh, und zieh.
That's failure. Come out a little bit.
Zieh, Baby, ich lieb dich, weil, Babe, du machst mich crazy. Das Scheiß ist weiß, Bianco, Bianco, das Scheiß ist weiß, Bianco, Bianco, das Scheiß ist weiß, Bianco, Bianco, das Scheiß ist weiß,
so we're on to biceps and triceps now. Triceps are going to be a little bit stronger, but we're going to use the same weight. I've obviously got the cable pulley system here, so we're going to do lying on the floor bicep curls, and then we're going to stand up and go into triceps. We're aiming for about 20 reps on each. This is occlusion, so I've talked a bit about occlusion training before. It's basically blood flow restriction, so we are cutting the restriction of the blood flow out from the muscle, but we're still allowing it in, so we're going to get a huge pump. And it's going to stay there, and we're going to keep these just above the humerus so the bicep can fully function and we can kind of cut off the circulation that we need to. And we're going to do this for 3 sets, 20 reps each, 20-30 seconds each, rest, and then we're going to go into it. So let's go.
Ist so taub, sie wie Zyn. Kein Koks, Brudi, Lidocain. Milchpulver, Bauschutt und Kreatin. Bianco, Bielo, Paradies. Bianco wie ein weißer Lambo. Tanze mit der weißen Dame einen Tango. Bianco, Janko, Call vom Nokia Fernando. Bianco, Janko, draußen schneit es, guck mi Jammo. Draußen schneit es, es ist weiß. Draußen schneit es, es ist weiß. Weiße Flocken fallen, Bianco.
Alright guys, I thought I'd do a physique update just because not done one for a while, have we? So I was 116.8 kilos this morning, which is about 255 pounds or so. I've just begun a mini cut, so I'm a little bit less water than usual. I'm going to pull off about 9 kilos or so. As you can see, for me, I hold fat here obviously, like most people do, but not as much as my back, which we can see is a lot less toned than the front. But that's where we're stood. 2 sets on rear delts and we're done. It's a lovely evening out here in the Shire. Lovely evening for the hammock. Oh shit. Oh yes. Oh yes. We've got some pink peppercorn gin and tangerine soda. And we've got Jointenhausen. It is obviously the next day. I've just begun a mini cut, a cutting of the mini sort, so a shorter cut. There's a few principles that you'd probably want to take for a mini cut now. These principles are going to be largely similar for most people, right? You're going to go into a cut pretty much more aggressive than you would do a normal cut, because we're going to be spending a lot less time in that deficit. Now, the issue of muscle loss is much more apparent when it's an elongated, extended cut versus something like a mini cut. 6 to 8 weeks, you can probably go pretty darn hard. As long as you're training and you're sending a muscle building signal, and as long as you're eating enough protein, muscle loss is going to be very, very difficult. It is going to be difficult, and this is what I was kind of saying on my podcast the other day about people who are worrying about losing muscle while on quarantine. If you're sending a decent signal and you're hitting failure every now and again, you ain't going to lose muscle. You're going to lose strength because you're going to lose that neurological adaptation to that lift, and you're going to need to refortify those motor patterns when you do get back into training, and you'll find that you'll get very, very strong very, very quickly. You're going to go in, you're going to feel very, very weak, and then you're going to get strong in 2 weeks easily, because you're going to neurologically adapt. But if you've got that stimulus, you're not necessarily going to lose that muscle. I'm very lucky in the fact that I've got quite a lot I can train with here, so I'm going to continue to grow, especially considering that I'm assisted at the moment. So just a little bit of the update. I have dropped my calories 1,000 on training days to 4,200. I have dropped my calories 1,000 on rest days to 3,500. So I'm averaging about 3.7, 3.8 per day, because I'm training 2 on 1 off, 1 on 1 off, 1 on 1 off. And at the moment we are doing 25 minutes on the spin bike on all of the rest days. I'm trying to keep my heart rate about 120. And I'm going to do it out in the sun because it's 9 a.m. It's not too hot right now. We get a good sweat on and we're going to get these calories burning. We're going to see how much weight we can lose in the next 6 to 8 weeks. Get lean. Feel good. I'm excited. And there we have it. Dripping kid. Do a bit of cardio. Get that early sun. We love it. Let's carry on with the day, shall we? So this shouldn't actually take any hair off.
No, it's not.
Don't know how good idea this is.
Alright. Oh, wait, so it's only bringing a little off.
Alright. Can you see it on the camera? So it's now the day after that I got my hair cut. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, guys, I'm not gonna lie. But it is what it is. I ain't gone on to impress, so I'm not bothered. Fuck's sake. So I'm gonna end that video there, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of shoulders and arms, a little bit of an update on where I am in the mini cut. Just to finalize on the drugs. At the moment I'm using 150 milligrams of testosterone enanthate and 300 milligrams of primobolan. And that's it. That's all I'm going to go into. It's like a modified cruise. Obviously, primobolan being a fairly weak anabolic, it's just going to help remove some of that water that I had from the MPP. The testosterone, there was no need to run it as high as where it was. It was about 400. Or it was 400 just before I came back down into this cruise. So I did about 12 weeks at 400, and I had about 4 or 5 weeks left. No, I did about 11. I think I had 6 weeks left, so it would have been 10 weeks that I ran at 400 milligrams, along with MPP and Masteron. But now there was no need for me to kind of hold on to those higher doses. So now we're going into a little bit more of a clearance, modified clearance. We'll probably do some blood tests when I can, to be honest, because I can't get a nurse to come to my house and I can't take the blood myself. So I'll get an update on my bloods very, very soon, which will give me more information as to where I can take my cycle next. But most probably it's going to be down to a TRT dose and a real cruise. I call this a cruise. I call this a modified cruise because it's lower, but it's not super low. I'm still going to be probably slightly above the natural range, yeah. But it is what it is, guys. I'm just being honest and transparent with you guys. That is where I'm at right now. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you soon. And don't forget to like. And don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you soon. Peace.